Hey guys, what's going on today? Bojo here, and welcome to our very first episode of our NHL 16 BAGM career. That is right, guys. EA Access is out now, and luckily I was able to get a full copy of the game. Shout out to EA on the assist for that one. But I am very excited to get our NHL 16 BAGM series underway with the new player morale system and all the other fun stuff that is going to be included in this little series. So without further ado, let's get on and let's pick our team. And we're not going to have to cycle through the teams at all in order to pick our team, because you guys already see the title of the video. I almost forgot to update the roster, so I did that immediately. So everything is updated. But here we are. The team that we're going to be choosing, it's been 3 years since we've done one of the longest GM mode series on YouTube that I've done personally, and 3 years removed, why not do it again? So we're going to be doing the Philadelphia Flyers for our first NHL 16 BAGM series. So 91 overall for offense, 89 for defense, 88 for goaltending. AHL affiliate is going to be the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Top players Claude Giroux, Jacob Voracek, and Wayne Simmons. We have a team salary of $75.1 mil, so not much wiggle room to work out with here. 24 players on the team and an average age of 28. All right, so once again, we are under the cap by 0.3 mil. That sounds about right. All right, so once again, we're going to edit up our settings here. And obviously, I can definitely get some inputs from you guys as well as what you want to see with this series. So authentic cap hit penalties, we're going to leave that on. Auto side free agents, we're going to leave that off. BAD GM length, I'm going to set that to 15, even though we're probably going to do 10 years. CPU trades on, difficulty up to All-Star. Draft pick ownership is going to be at authentic, so all the teams obviously have their draft picks that they have traded for so far in the real life. Game style, hardcore simulation. Injuries, I'm going to turn them off for right now, but let me know, guys, in the comment section if you want to see this first series have injuries on or off. Salary cap is going to be on. Period length, 20 minutes. Trade difficulty, once again, I'm going to leave that to hard, but if it gets a little bit too difficult, we might shift that back down to medium. And then waivers are obviously going to be on. Advance the settings. All right, so assistant coach edit lines, I'm going to turn that off. Auto rotate goalies are on because that has been updated with the EA access. Playoff series length, authentic. Playoff tiebreak is continuous overtime. Yep, season overtime loss is 1. Season tiebreak is authentic. Draft trade offer notifications. Gameplay version is the latest. Waiver notifications and meeting notifications are on. Cool. I think everything else should be fine with the game. All right, so let's head on back here. All those are good. Salary cap is on. Let us start our series. Keep salary cap on. Yep. Keep that on, and here we go. All right, so it's going to create our league. Once again, with my usual series is for GM mode and things like that. We're just going to do a full team evaluation here. And since I had a pretty decently long series with the Vancouver Canucks in our NHL 15 GM mode on the next gen, I am pretty familiar with how the menu system works here. So locker room chemistry is a value. Yep, we're going to do all that fun stuff. Player morales and all that good stuff is going to be there. But what we are going to do now is we are going to go to our contract screen and just take a look at the team and what we are going to be dealing with right now. So the Philadelphia Flyers currently are in a rebuilding stage, sort of. They're slowly rebuilding the defensive prospects, and they're stocking them up. Ron Hextall is doing a really great job of stocking up the team, but we're going to be taking on the, role of Ron Hextall in this GM mode series, and we will see what we got going here. So let's start off on the back end with our two goaltenders. First off, we got Steve Mason, who is an elite potential goaltender, 87 overall at 27 years old. Obviously, doesn't get a lot of credit that he does deserve, as he was definitely one of the better goaltenders last year, even though his stats really didn't show for it. His save percentage was very high up there. So he's going to be obviously our #1 starter, and a very good pickup in the offseason, picking up Michael Neuwirth from free agency from the Washington Capitals and the New York Islanders. 27 overall at an 84 overall as well. Much better of an upgrade than Ray Emery last year. I think Michael Neuwirth is going to be a solid backup for us coming into this year. And he's making cheap money, both Steve Mason and Neuwirth. 3.8 and 1.4 mil for the next 2 years on these two guys. Pretty good roster and salaries that these guys are on. So let's check out our in the system guys who we have for our team. We have Jason LaBarber, who is going to be the starter here in the minors for right now. But we also have our one potential goaltender here in the AHL at 68 overall, 21 years old, Anthony Stolar. So Stoli the goalie is probably going to be that goaltender prospect that we are going to treasure for a good bit. Second round pick in 2012. Rough season last year for no doubt. No doubt he had a rough season last year. So hopefully he can turn it around there and possibly become a backup maybe to Steve Mason, or even maybe be a starter, because his potential is to be a starter, high potential to be a starter. So that is looking pretty good there for the goaltender. So we have one prospect, maybe would like two, but for right now it's good. All right, now let's get to the most troublesome part of this Philadelphia Flyers team, and that is going to be the defensive lineup. So we're going to start off here with the old head. Mark Streit, 86 overall, 37 years old, is a top 4 defenseman still. Retiring probably fairly soon, I would assume. But he is honestly our best defenseman that we have right now as an offensive defenseman. And, you know, if the Flyers do struggle this year, if we struggle this year with the GM mode, I definitely can see myself trading Streit, especially making $4.9 million for another 2 years. That is a contract I would like to move on with. Michael Del Zotto, once again, we re-signed him just a couple of months ago to that $3.6 million deal, so he's actually making a good bit there. That is the right contract, right? Yeah, that's the right amount of salary that he's supposed to be on. So he's there. We have Radko Gudas there, 83 overall, top 6 potential. Andy Meck has definitely one contract I would love to get rid of right now. $4.6 million for like 5. Well, how many years is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more years of $4.6 million of an 83 overall Andy McDonald. That is something I would love to get rid of, even if it means retaining cap. That is one contract I would definitely get rid of. Once again, another contract that it could be tradable if the Flyers do not do well this year in our GM mode is going to be Luke Schenn, top 6 potential, obviously medium. He's only 25 still. Nick Schultz, very serviceable defenseman, probably a top 6 guy, 82 overall. And then we also have Davis Drewiski here, who has we signed in the offseason. Obviously, he's on a he's on a one-way contract, but still we can move him up and down the roster. So for the main roster guys, it's not looking too great. Now we're going to get into the cream of the crop, and look at all these. Oh my goodness, look at all these glorious, glorious defensemen we have for prospects. So first off, we'll start with the highest overalls here. Actually, no, we'll sort it by potential. Why not? Sort it by potential. We'll start off with this guy, Ivan Provorov. Two-way defenseman, medium potential to become an elite defenseman in this league. Drafted 7th overall this past draft, and what can I say? He is just the 5th member of the already highly stocked defensive prospect pool of the Philadelphia Flyers. He'll be playing in the Phantoms this year, getting some good experience. Next up, we got Robert Hagg, the second, I would think, he was the 3rd member of this 5-man group. So 77 overall already, which is good. He's already played 1 year in the AHL. High potential to become a top 4 defenseman. So his defensive category is already pretty decent, like low 80s. So he definitely is on his way up there. Next up, one of my favorite guys out there from Union College, offensive defenseman Shane Gostisbehere, top 4 potential. Once again, high potential, 22 years old. Didn't have the greatest year last year due to that Achilles injury, or it was Achilles injury, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Achilles injury. So yeah, he's a great potential defenseman. He's a lot lower of an overall just because of that injury, I would assume. So he's definitely got a little bit more time to go there. Next up, we got Travis Sanheim, who's not as highly rated as all the rest, but once again, low potential for a top 4 defenseman. They have him listed as a two-way defender, even though I kind of see him more as an offensive defenseman. Once again, another first-round pick, 17th overall, defensive category, still looking good. He's listed as a two-way. I guess I'm fine with that. And then we got this guy, only medium potential to become a top 6 defenseman. So that's another thing I want to know from you guys before we continue along with this series is if you guys want to see any potential changes of any of our prospects or any of our players potential-wise. So I don't know if I agree with Samuel Morin being a medium potential for a top 6 defenseman, maybe medium potential for a top 4 defenseman, I would say. But top 6 seems to be a little bit pushing it, but still. He is the next coming of Chris Pronger, essentially. 6'5", 211. Big, studly defensive defenseman that we have growing down there. And that's it. There are the 5 best possible defensive prospects that we have right now are Provorov, Hagg, Gostisbehere, Sanheim, and Morin. I do not see myself trading any of these guys. I really want to take Ron Hextall's advice and grow these guys into the future defense of the Philadelphia Flyers. But Going along here, we still have Brandon Manning, just, guys been back and forth. Mark Alt we have there, Pedersen, who is this guy? This is Jesper Pedersen, yeah, so nothing really too great there overall, but just some AHL defensemen to fill out the Phantoms. So no CHL guys that I can see from right now, unless there is no. Okay, so that's all the guys there for the defensemen. So main roster defense, kind of iffy. Prospect defense, studly. All right, now let's move on to the right wingers here. This guy, oh, this guy, Jacob Voracek, 90 overall, medium potential to become elite, 26 years old. One hell of a season last year, and he's a first liner, man. He is a first liner, legit first liner in the NHL, one of the best right wingers in the game. Wayne Simmons, very surprised to see him have a very high rating in this game, but you know what? I definitely do think he does deserve an 88 overall as a two-way forward. He is actually considered a first liner on this team. That is interesting. Really good defensive category, actually a really good shooting category too. He's an all-around really solid two-way forward. I'm surprised they actually gave him an 88 overall. That's pretty generous, I would say, but I have no problems with that. Matt Reed, 83 overall, top 6 forward. Yeah, right. And Ryan White, a very solid depth player there for the fourth line. Okay, so then we'll take a look at our prospects here. We got Nicholas Aube-Kubel, bottom 6 potential forward as a sniper. Derek Mathers, Andre Palusha, I believe that is. Aaron Palusha, I'm sorry about that. Brandon Alderson, and then Colin McDonald is a bottom 6 forward, 81 overall, so he could actually fill out our fourth line as well if we want to. Okay, so there's the right wingers. Left wingers now we have my boy, every time he scores, it's waffle day, baby. Michael Raffl, medium potential for a top 6 forward. That's very accurate, I would assume. So he's a third line scorer in this game, and since Wayne Simmons does have the really good potential, I could see pairing him up with Giroux and Voracek and leaving him down there on the third line. But still, a very good potential for Michael Raffl, even though he only has one more year of getting better. Solid two-way forward once again. Vinny Lecavalier, another contract I would definitely love to get rid of, 4.2 mil for another 3 more years if I could get rid of that. RJ Umberger, once again, another contract I would love to get rid of. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, 78 overall, once again, kind of a fourth liner. And then Chris Porter, I'm sorry about that. So there's those guys, once again, depth players and or fourth liners. Then in the system, we got Radel Fazleev, medium potential for a bottom 6. David Case, I want to say. Yep, David Case, the Russian guy that we picked up. Taylor Lier right there. Peter Straka right there. Oscar Lindbaum right there. Tyrell Goulbourne, and then Chris Connor. Chris Connor. Okay, so once again, just a couple of bottom 6 potential forwards right there in Fazleev, Case, Lier, and Straka. Nothing really too spectacular about the left wingers. And then if we move to our main roster guys for the centers, we have Sean Couturier, 86 overall, high potential to become a top 6 forward. He is a second liner, which is very accurate, I would assume. So, yeah, really good defensive category. Shuts down the top team's defensive pairs, and he's looking like a solid player here. Once again, we want to try to grow him into potentially a second line forward, even though he is considered a second line forward. We want to try to grow him as best as possible. Sam Gagner, once again, picked him up in the Chris Pronger deal, 83 overall, 26-year-old, medium potential there. Braden Shen, now this could be a little bit of an issue now that we have Sean Couturier as considered a second line forward, and then Braden Shen considered a second line forward as well. Both of them are centers, so that could be a little bit of a problem right there. Oh, my captain, Claude Giroux, 27 years old, 90 overall for my man Claude. Hands like an angel. Very good shooting category as well. Defense is very good. And then we also have, once again, we also have Chris Van de Velde here as a bottom 6 potential forward. Another good fourth liner to have. And then in the system, we have another top 6 potential player here in the steal of the first round of the 2015 draft, Travis Konechny. 18 years old, top 6 forward. He'll be getting some experience probably in the CHL. Scott Lawton, generous rating they gave Scott Lawton to two-way forward, top 6 potential once again, 21 years old, another center. Flyers have a lot of very good centers here. Nick Cousins, 74 overall, Samuel Dove McFalls, and then Tim Brent. All right, so there you go, guys. There is what the team looks like. Once again, let me know if there should be any potential changes right now as for the team goes. If there is anybody that you think deserves like a potential boost or an upgrade, or if you think the players are fine the way they are, definitely let me know about that. So if I had to just take a look at the edit lines feature about who is going to be playing where, if I just set this up as best lines, assistant coach, I'm going to leave that off for right now. So what they want is Wayne Simmonds, Claude Giroux, and Jacob Voracek, Vinny LeCavalier, Braden Shen, and Matt Reed, Michael Raffle, Sean Couturier, and RJ Umberger, and then Porter, Gagne, and White. So it looks like they have Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and Chris Van de Velde scratched. Whoa, so see, we have two really good centers in Shen and Couturier, but other than that, we do not have a winger whatsoever. I mean, if this is the real life Philadelphia Flyers, I would do this. I would move Raffle up to the first. I put Wayne Simmonds over here on the right. I would leave Shen there. We need a left winger, like, really badly. Like, I would really want to put Couturier up there, but we need a third line center. Oh, Sam Gagne is actually a center. I forgot about that. You can move Sam Gagne up here. You can move Couturier up there to the wing, or actually you can let Braden Shen play the wing. That'd be better. And then you could have Reed, Gagne, and Umberger, and then Porter, LeCavalier, and White. And maybe I would actually switch out Porter with either Bellemare or Van de Velde if I so choose. But that's kind of what the real-life Philadelphia Flyers roster looks like. But then, I would maybe switch Simmonds and Raffle and then move Raffle down there to the third and maybe put Gagne on the second, but he's not really considered a second liner. So definitely the Philadelphia Flyers need a second-line winger of some sort because Shen and Couturier are both way too good to play on the third line, in my personal opinion. So a winger is something we need. Defense, I just realized that Evgeny Medvedev is not in this game either. So that's a little bit of a problem there. I guess he's not in this game since he's coming from the KHL over here, which kind of would make sense. So I'm a bit surprised to see Evgeny Medvedev is not in here, but defensively, that's kind of the best way I see it. Straight Delzato, Shen and Gudas, McDonald, and Schultz. And then obviously for the goaltenders, you have Steve Mason and Michael Neuver. So second line winger is something that this team definitely needs. And like I said, Shen and Couturier are both way too good to play them on the third line. And, I think trades definitely can happen with this team. And once again, I could show you guys the player morale feature. I think that's in here somewhere. Morale right there. So obviously once the simming starts, we'll obviously get the morale pop-ups in the calendar. And we'll obviously work our way around that when it is, obviously when the season starts. But the leaders that we have on this team right now is Claude Giroux. Actually, who are the leaders right now on this club? We have Wayne Simmonds, Sean Couturier, Chris Van de Velde, Claude Giroux, and Andy McDonald. It's a bit weird that those guys are considered the leaders, but a little bit interesting there. If we go to the AHL, who's the leaders on the AHL? Straka, Pelusia, and Daryl Powell. Okay. But once again, okay, so I think that is where I'm going to leave our introduction here for the Philadelphia Jesus Christ, for our NHL 16 be a GM with the Philadelphia Flyers. Winger is something that we need. We have a very good stockpile of defensemen, and I need your guys' suggestions of whether we should keep injuries on or off, and if there is any potential changes that you guys would like to add to the series. I can definitely make those changes and we could continue along with this series. But that is it for right now, guys. Our Philadelphia Flyers NHL 16 be a GM has begun. Let me know what you guys' suggestions are in the comment section. We'll make those changes and then we will get our season started here with the Philadelphia Flyers. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for the rest of this series so you guys do not miss an episode, and we will continue along next time.